Hey guys, welcome to Solo ReacTalk. Today is Warcraft Monday, and I'm going to be reacting to Platinum WoW videos today, two of them. The first one is called The Aliens That Doomed the Warcraft Universe, and the second one would be called The Unknown History of the Draenei. If you want to check out my previous reactions on Warcraft Monday videos, I'll put the playlist card at the top. Just click on it and you'll be able to access them. Okay, let's start. The Aliens That Doomed the Warcraft Universe. 3, 2, 1, go.
The Eredar are the oldest race in the Warcraft universe. They are pretty much immortal, extremely technologically advanced, and magically gifted. They were perfect, except for one catastrophic flaw, an insatiable greed for power. And this greed led them down a dark path and ultimately doomed not only their race, but the entire Warcraft universe into an intergalactic war. I'll explain how that happened, just let me set the scene first. Long, long ago, the Eredar lived on the planet of Argus. They were an extremely technologically advanced race which used the powers of the arcane and light to develop their society. Among the Eredar, art, science, magic, and technology all work together in a symbiotic relationship. Above all else, intelligence and discovery was the crux of the Eredar society. The leaders of the knowledge-seeking race were Kil'jaeden and Velen. Both of them ruled the Eredar alongside each other in an alliance called the Second Triumvirate. These two...
Oh, okay. So Lord Archimand is not in this circle of leadership just yet. It's just Kil'jaeden and Velen, right? Okay. I'm always calling him Valen. I don't know why. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, alright.
Who had the biggest bromance in all of Warcraft, as they had the ability to telepathically communicate with each other. Kil'jaeden was known for his intelligence, while Velen was the spiritual leader of the Eredar, who had the ability to see into the future. Long ago, a strange curse started to spread across Argus, which diminished the Eredar's memories. The Eredar prided themselves on their intelligence, so there was no curse as devastating as this. Some suggested quarantining these cursed citizens, or even banishing them. But Velen refused to turn his back on his people. With an artifact called Ture, which conveniently fell from the sky sometime prior, Velen called upon its ancient Naru powers to cure his people of this great ailment. You, what is 9 plus 10? 21? Incorrect. May the Naru bless you. The Naru that granted him this artifact are benevolent beings made of pure light that had chosen the Eredar and bestowed them with great artifacts to enhance their magical capabilities. But for some, this power was not enough.
I know the first signs of fel magic. When you see someone's hands are growing green and they start saying words that they don't normally say, then you know this one is infected with the fel addiction to that type of magic. That's the first sign. The green hands.
An Eredar sorcerer called Thalkil led an order called the Wakeners. These highly sophisticated magi are the ones responsible for empowering arcane constructs around Argus, among other forms of conjuration. But this power was not enough to satisfy Thalkil's hunger. The sorcerer...
You see? That's the first sign. I remember from the Goldan's time. That's the first sign that you get. When you see green hands like that, then you know it's over.
Searched through the great dark beyond for an even greater power. In his pursuit, he was able to hone in on the power of fel magic and learn to summon demonic creatures from the twisting nether. In hopes of ushering in a new glorious age for the Eredar, Thalkil displayed his newfound powers to the leaders of Argus.
Here's a small taste of my fel magic. Huh?
Is this still a display, or is he trying to perform a coup d'etat?
Velen denounced Thalkil's dangerous experiments with such violent powers and forbade him from ever using such magics again. Of course, Thalkil did not do that. No longer did the sorcerer control the powers of Vel. Now, the addictive powers controlled him. For weeks, Thalkil went mad within his study. The Eredar did not sleep nor eat, and only focused on his pursuit of summoning hordes of demons onto the planet of Argus. Thalkil recruited the help of his fellow Awakeners so that he could assert himself as the new ruler of Argus. Most of, if not all, of his followers assisted in their master's pursuit. All except one. Archimonde was one of Thalkil's acolytes, and revealed his dubious plans of demonic takeover to Velen and Kil'jaeden, and promised to put an end to his master's dangerous pursuit. The Magi's betrayal would be a surprising one, as he was one of Thalkil's brightest pupils. The night before the planned demonic takeover, Archimonde led a small group of Magi and put a stop to his master before it was too late.
Hello, are you ready for demonic takeover? Hello, Archimonde?
I eagerly await your agonized screams! The legions will be done! Nothing you have done here matters, mortal. We are infinite. We are legions.
Archimonde was a champion of his people for the evil he had destroyed, and Kil'jaeden and Velen developed a deep respect for his selflessness. They had so much respect that Archimonde eventually led the Eredar alongside them in an alliance called the Triumvirate. The trio led the Eredar in a practically flawless manner. Kil'jaeden was known for his brilliant genius, Velen his immense wisdom and compassion, and finally, Archimonde and his unwavering drive for greatness. The Awakeners were taken over by a new leader called High Awakener Argon, who delved into the mystery of soul binding and learned how to imbue ancient Eredar souls into mechanical constructs. And it's like, look, dude, if you can turn my grandpa into a giant robot, that's badass. Just don't go summoning demons again, thank you. But meanwhile, Archimonde plotted devilishly in secret. You see, Archimonde did not kill his master because he hated demons. In fact, he was quite fond of the power of fell magic and craved such immense power for himself. Archimonde had his master's skull displayed in his domicile, letting it be a warning for all who would dare follow in Thalkil's footsteps. In truth, he used the power of his master's skull as a conduit to gain an even greater understanding of fell magic. As the Eredar slept, he would have...
This reminds me of how, who was it? It was Gul'dan's skull, but I'm just trying to remember who was using Gul'dan's skull as a focus point for found magic, probably. I just can't remember who it was. I think it was Illidan, if I'm not mistaken. He was using Gul'dan's skull as a power conduit, maybe. I just can't remember who else, but I think it is Illidan who was using his skull. Yeah. So that's quite interesting. That also Lord Archimonde. Why do I call him Lord Archimonde? Okay, I'm still stuck with Warcraft 3 Reforged. But yeah, Lord Archimonde uses his previous master Thalkil's skull as as a focusing point for fel magic. That's interesting.
Have vivid dreams of entire civilizations being brought to their knees by a glorious army and whispers from a dark god of unimaginable strength.
Behold the power of the Legion.
Years passed, and deep within the cosmos, the Dark Titan Sargeras controlled the powerful might of his demonic forces. The problem was, all of these demons were very stupid and lacked the ability to lead themselves, and Sargeras could not direct all of his entire army at once. This is what led Sargeras in having a great interest in the highly intelligent race of the Eredar, who could be used as generals to lead the Legion in their burning crusade. But in order to convince them, he could not do it by force. Instead, he focused on deception and appeared to the triumvirate in the form of a radiant, elegant being promising unimaginable power.
Swear loyalty to me. Pledge the hearts of your people to my cause.
Say no more, mysterious god. I pledge myself to you. Oh, you're not done speaking yet? Okay.
I will transform you, granting you knowledge beyond imagining and might beyond measure. Together we will become Legion and defeat the hungering void that would consume us all.
The answer is obvious. We don't question anything that random god just said and pledge our loyalty. What do you say?
It is little enough to ask for what he offers us.
I had hoped the others would sense the darkness behind Sargeras' words, but they were blinded by their vanity, their hunger for power. The Atamal crystal soon showed me the horrible truth of what would come to pass if we accepted the Titan's offer.
Okay, if that is true, that Velen knew what was going to happen in the future because, you know, he got this information from that crystal, right? Then why didn't he psychically relay that to Kil'jaeden? Why didn't he tell Kil'jaeden that this is the future, this is what's going to happen if we follow through with this deal with Sargeras? Maybe Kil'jaeden wouldn't have cared. Maybe he also just wanted more power, like Lord Archimond. But yeah, I'm just wondering, did he talk to him telepathically, psychically, telling him that this is what's going to happen? Because, I mean, why would he lie about that? Why would he lie that, you know, Sargeras is a bad person, this deal will destroy us all and everything like that? He wouldn't have any reason to lie about that. So I'm just wondering, why wouldn't Kil'jaeden believe him, or why didn't Velen tell him that? But yeah, I'm confusing myself, guys, sorry.
Be transformed, not into wise leaders, but into hateful monsters.
The Atamal crystal was an ancient relic that Naru gave the Eredar a long time ago, and told Velen of the horrors to come if the Eredar accepted Sargeras' gift. Velen tried to warn the others of this obvious trap they were walking into, but they didn't really care. They just wanted to be powerful. The Naru Kure told Velen, "Yo, dude, you need to get the fuck out of here," and that he needed to gather as many followers as possible, and the Naru would help them escape. So,
okay, I still don't get it. Kil'jaeden didn't care? No, man, I'm suspecting that he was under the influence of fel magic before this deal was even given to them. I'm sure maybe Archimond infected Kil'jaeden with fel magic somehow, and he became this way. I mean, when he was part of the Triumvirate, didn't he care about his people? Didn't he care about Argus? You know, and when he was part of the Triumvirate, did he still not care really about his people and everybody else? But maybe he didn't all this time. Maybe Velen didn't truly know his friend. Probably there were some things that he kept away from his telepathic link with Velen. Maybe Kil'jaeden kept some very important, deep down facts or interests that he has from Velen. But okay.
Velen rallied his people that only consisted of Eredar in the hundreds, only hundreds, on the entire planet of Argus. The rest of the Eredar either willingly accepted the power of Fel, or the power was just forced upon them. One of the Eredar that accepted Sargeras' power was a sorcerer named Talgath. Talgath was a close friend of Velen, who was supposed to help rescue the Prophet's family. Instead, Talgath betrayed him and transformed Velen's son into a weapon of the Legion. So with a heavy heart, Velen and his people quickly gathered to flee the world of Argus, which now fell into the hands of corruption.
I will hunt you across the stars, traitor! Even if it takes 1,000 years!
The refugees flew away on a Naru spaceship called the Genedar. The Atamal crystal that Velen had was destroyed and turned into... Look, I can't even make this sound cool. They turned into the Chaos Emeralds from Sonic. No, I'm not kidding. The Atamal crystal blew up into 7 crystals, all different colors of the rainbow, and they're extremely powerful.
Where's that damn 4th Chaos Emerald?
The fleeing Eredar renamed themselves into the Draenei, which means the exiled ones in their own tongue. Their corrupted kin back on Argus were called the Minari Eredar. The word Minari means something horrifically wrong, something twisted and unnatural and defiled. For an undisclosed amount of time, the Genedar flew through the cosmos, visiting dozens of planets and hiding from the wrath of the Legion. At some point in time, the Genedar split into 2 different ships. One continued to be called the Genedar, and the other was the Xenedar. The Draenei on the Xenedar are the Draenei who would eventually become the Lightforged Draenei, who are just Draenei, but cooler and imbued with the powers of the light. I would go into more detail about their lore, but really it's just, they fight demons, the end. Kil'jaeden and Archimonde were transformed into the most powerful generals in all of the Legion. Archimonde was tasked with being Sargeras' military commander, and by his will, numerous worlds fell to the might of the Legion. The Overlord still used the power of his previous master's skull as an incredibly effective weapon against his enemies. Kil'jaeden was tasked with seeking out other races within the Great Dark Beyond to corrupt. The most notable victims he recruited into the Legion were the vampiric race of the Nathrezim and the mighty Pit Lords. Another way the Legion was able to bolster their ranks is through demonic warping of the Eredar. This includes creatures like Wrathguards, Eredar Brutes, Doom Maidens, and the most horrific creature of all, the Urzul, which were created by combining multiple tormented bodies and souls of the Eredar into these warped, hellish creatures. Argus was transformed into a barren, fel-infused wasteland, and Sargeras ordered the construction of a Temple of Darkness built into the planet's core, and the world would serve as the army's base of operations in their burning crusade to destroy all life in the universe. With the Minari Eredar corrupted and driving the overwhelming might of the Legion, they became an unstoppable force in the Warcraft universe, and a good majority of all of the bad stuff that happens in the universe afterwards leads back to them. Corrupting the orcs and destroying Draenor? Legion's fault. The sundering of the world? The Legion's fault. The creation of the Lich King? Legion's fault. The destruction of the World Tree? Legion's fault. Bots in Classic WoW? Legion's fault. The ad in this video right now? Legion's fault. The giant sword in Azeroth? Well, that happened after the Legion was defeated, but still, Legion's fault. And yes, the Legion was eventually defeated in the Legion expansion, but their catastrophic events on the universe still have effects on Azeroth to this day, and who's to say they won't return again? And do you know who we have to blame for all this? The Eredar. You know, if they just chilled out for a second and considered the consequences of accepting Sargeras' gift and listened to what Velen had to say, we would not be in this mess. So thanks, guys. No, but seriously, thank you, because the Legion is one of the coolest things in World of Warcraft, and I'm gonna join them. In Sargeras' name, I pledge my soul to you. Also, like and subscribe. Oh, I'm flying away.
Corrupt souls are so easily harvested.
Okay guys, that is it with the aliens that doomed the Warcraft universe made by Platinum WoW. The Eredar were technologically far superior than to anyone in the known Warcraft universe, if I can say that. They had affinity for magic and art and knowledge based, and yeah, they had everything. They even had immortality. But still, there were some individuals who wanted more power. Kil'jaeden, Lord Arcommand, they didn't care about the consequences of their actions, which led them and their entire civilization on Argus to becoming demons and servants to Sargeras. And I'm just wondering about the Genadar and the Xenadar. When they both separated, right? The population size. I remember Platinum WoW saying that Velen only left with hundreds of people from Argus. So I'm just wondering the population size in both of these ships. How many were left on the Genadar to become new colonists on a different planet, and how many people became Xenadar? And can they still have, like, family and children aboard the Xenadar, and continue on the population size of the people? Because I think the race is almost at the verge of extinction, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm just wondering, how many people are on board the Genadar and how many people are on board the Xenadar, and did their population ever grow any larger as soon as they left their homeworld of Argus? Yeah, that's what I just want to know. And yeah, it's just sad what happened, especially with Velen, him able to communicate telepathically with Kil'jaeden. Probably he didn't really know Kil'jaeden, his deepest and truest thoughts, about having more power, about controlling his people and conquering the galaxy, or the universe I should say. He probably didn't know any of these kind of dark thoughts that Kil'jaeden had. Or maybe, like I said before, maybe Lord Arcommand corrupted Kil'jaeden with foul magic before Sargeras came and offered them this deal. If you allow yourselves to become a part of my legion, you will have more power than you could ever imagine. So I'm just thinking that maybe Lord Arcommand affected Kil'jaeden with foul magic. But I guess that's something that maybe you guys can tell me. I don't know, I'm just guessing. I'm just trying to understand how is it that he just changed just like that, from defending his people to now selling off his people and his world to a dark lord, a dark god. But yeah, it's okay. It's okay. The Draenei are still here. They still exist. So, the species can continue. And what happened to Argus? As soon as you guys defeated the Legion, what happened to Argus? Because last time I remember the planet Argus was in the space or vicinity of Azeroth. So I'm just wondering, is it still there? But I haven't really seen it. But I'm wondering, is it still there, or is it back to where it was in its location? And if it is back to its location, is it still a demon world? Would you still classify it as a demon world, or is it something else now? Can the Draenei people go back home to Argus, or is that planet just too far gone to be resuscitated? Yeah, I'm just wondering about that. Okay guys, that's it. The next video is going to be the unknown history of the Draenei. That will be the next video coming next. You'll see the card somewhere at the top here. Just click on it, and yeah, let's start watching it. Guys, remember, if you like the video, give me a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Click on notification bell if you want to be up to date with my latest videos, and I'll see you in the next one.